Day 24 of the 100-day English speaking challenge. So I remember a sentence, and what I don't remember was the sentence came from maybe random internet or a channel from YouTube, like one channel on YouTube. So the sentence was, how you are at school reflects to some extent how you'll be in the workplace. And for me, I interpret it as how you were during your um, school years reflects how you'll be in your working life. And I couldn't I couldn't really relate to this quote, let's say, because I remember that I don't experience always, like, I don't remember that I always being late when I was still a student, um, in the elementary school or middle school or high school. I don't remember that I always being late during that time. And I don't even I think I don't even experiencing it often. Like, I rarely did late when I went to school. And in one of my working place, I was also like, at the first few years or some years, I also rarely, experiencing being always late or near too late. But because of, let's say, a problem or some problem that was happening during my working time, during the working time in one of my jobs, and it kept happening, and it just made me feel, you know, um, disappointed to some degree for some people who was in the, let's say, company. And it led me to become a later person. I mean, it made me, often, not so often, but I experience much more late than I used to be when I was still, let's say, fresh newbie in the jobs. And I just experience it in a way that I couldn't, you know, help myself but to feel disappointed. And like, it it was until in the moment that, like, it was led me to feel nonchalant or careless about my, you know my working ethic when it comes to going to working place. And it's bad, actually. But maybe because of I'm not the only one who did that and got no punishment. It was like, oh, these people did that way much more than I used to be. Or let's say, I didn't do that like for years, but they did that first. Like, they just, although, like, oh, they were giving me example of the working ethic, but they got much better, much better condition that than mine, or they were treated better than mine, that than me. So that like, oh, okay, that's all. I will do this whenever I want to, and it is not that good. It's in fact it's bad actually, and for that I was working hard to to make my working ethic getting better by time, and it took me long time to have a good habit related to working ethics until I'm not often or rarely experience of like being led. So like the quote isn't always right. It depends on the condition because people change. People have different experience, and yeah, it could happen sometimes. And that's all I can say. And I hope you enjoy it. Bye.